Welcome to the thriving community of Olive Hill, Kentucky. I'm sure there's a bit of history behind why this town is here. Another eastern Kentucky town that, is kind of depressed. May have seen better days, I don't know. As I'm on my route, I am noticing that I'm going to the address of Tom T. Hall Boulevard. I'm thinking, that must mean Tom T. Hall is from around here. And I looked it up, and he is. Country singer. Probably most popular with the song called I Love. Back in the 70s. The lyrics start, I love little baby ducks. That got me thinking about something, and I'm going to share it in a little quieter place that I can find in town. But good old Tom T. Hall kind of inspired me to do another little vlog here. So we're in Olive Hill, Kentucky in November of 2016. Now, for the record, I never did like that song, I Love. It just got me thinking about other things. When that song came out, it didn't capture my attention. And as I was coming here into Olive Hill, I listened to Apple Music. Thank you, Nolan Oberg. I listened to a bunch of his songs, and none of them sounded familiar except that song and maybe a little bit of his song I Like Beer. But it got me thinking, back in the 70s, for many, many years as I was a teenager, I did something a little on the odd side, a little on the peculiar side. I kept music charts of all the popular songs. Now, just to clarify again, when that song I Love came out, it was big on the charts. It didn't make my chart. Okay, my charts were based on what I enjoyed. And some of the big top contenders were Bachman Turner Overdrive, just about anything that they came out with, the Doobie Brothers. I'm drawing a blank right now. There was a lot of different classic rock artists that made those charts, and sometimes my charts kind of followed with the trends of whatever else was popular, but there was a lot of songs that made number one in my chart that never made it anywhere close to number one in the popular charts, and for me, I had to set the record straight. It was a weird kind of obsession or even hobby. I remember when we moved to Atlanta, I used to make a trek to where we were living in Marietta. I would make a trek to Cumberland Mall and find the record store there, and I cannot remember the name of the record store right now, but I would ask to borrow their latest copy of Billboard magazine, and I would copy down the Hot 100 songs, and then I would just, I'd go back and listen to Casey Kasem's Top 40 and come up with my own charts based on the popular songs of the day. And if some songs fell off the charts and I felt like that song just kind of needed to hang around a little longer, on my chart it stayed. Okay, but I thoroughly enjoyed that. Part of what was going on during those years was not real good in my family, and it was just one of those kind of things that kept some normalcy for my life, some stability. I like lists, I really do, and so that kind of rang that bell. I just enjoyed it immensely, and I kept those records and kept those books and those notebooks for years. And when I became a Christian, I got rid of a lot of stuff that I shouldn't have gotten rid of, mainly because I was thinking that God just wanted me to clean house. Now, that I may have heard from God on that, or I may have just kind of was doing a legalistic thing. I don't know, but those things never survived. Now, I think I probably resurrected that whole plan a few years into me being a Christian and did my Christian charts, and I'm sure Stephen Curtis Chapman made the top of those charts. I don't think I did that for very long, but I do remember doing that for a little bit of time there. And a lot of the records that I got rid of during the 70s, and I had tons of records. Some of those things that made it back into my life. But now that I have Apple Music, thank you, Nolan Oberg, I can access anything. And sometimes I'm sitting in my truck on my route, listening to some old classic rock tunes, and thinking back of some of the songs that I enjoyed, and then searching through there and finding some of the songs that I've not heard in years. As I was pulling into Olive Hill, one song jumped out in my mind. Well, a couple songs. You Ain't Seen Nothing Yet, Bob Bachman, Turner Overdrive. I know it's not a clean song. I don't think it is, but it's just great music, great guitars. But one song that came into my mind was, I can't remember the name of the guy that sang it, but it was that song My Maria. I think it's been redone a few times. B.J. Stevenson or something like that, I think is the guy. And I just love that song. I'm gonna have to go find that and listen to it. But I'm here in Olive Hill. I think part of the reason why this town is here is because of the railroad, and I am by one of the railroad depots here in town, or the railroad depot. Anyway, got to thinking about nothing necessarily spiritual, just a little bit of Pappy's life. Those charts that I was thinking about today, that was pretty special for this dorky teenager to do, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I did it once a week, and I couldn't wait to make a new chart. And sometimes I had to do it like the day before. You know, if it was a Friday that I was posting these things, I was thinking Thursday night, I've got to do this, because I was a big time dork, and probably still am. I still am. But it was a neat memory to think about and reminisce about, because I have a whole lot of time on the road. That's Pappy Cam for this week. I love y'all. Bye.